Hi YouTube. My lighting is messy today. Excuse me for that and welcome. I hope everybody's having a beautiful weekend. Oh my goodness. Okay. I had it like perfect and then it changed again. The sun's shining in and I have the light on, but I can't get it right now. But well, maybe that's a little bit better. So, anyway, excuse the lighting and all that. I'll get it set up one of these days. I've just got a lot of things going on every day. It never ceases. But and I'm sure you all do too. So, I mean, I'm not saying it like that, like you're not busy, because I know you probably are. Even doing nothing in this world would be busy enough just listening to all the stuff going on. Have you heard where I'm going to share a link by A Time for a Judgment? I'm not sure where they had done this. You might have seen where they set 75 years ago, they made a thing called the doomsday clock. Whereas if we were in like Cold War with Russia and whatever, or what's going on nowadays with them trying to blame the carbon problems on the planet that their big corporations and tech companies have filthied up our planet, and they're trying to make it sound like the individual human being has some kind of major carbon footprint that doesn't even belong to them, because it's these people that are doing these things that are causing any kind of filth on this planet anyway, in a major way that's going to affect the planet, if at all. So but they're pushing now where they started up the doomsday clock again, and that we're all so much closer to the end of the world. It's like, oh, you people, they don't even believe in God. They do, however, believe in uh, Revelation, the book of Revelation, because they know that God's getting sick of them. I had got up and I was closing my curtain. I got up in a chair and I had went to get back down because I was trying to make it perfect. And when I went to get down, I smacked my knee on the windowsill. And I was like, okay, so right now I'm just kind of recovering from some crazy pain. I literally almost split, well, I have a mark. I almost split my knee open. That's how hard I hit it. I'm okay though. I'm pretty tough. I mean, I'm probably going to have a bruise. I got a bruise on my other leg too. I don't know how I got it, but it's about that big around. I don't know. It might have been like a chunk of wood or anything. You know, you're busy, and sometimes even if you're like half tired or whatever, you're not thinking about what you were doing. And other times, like this right here, I knew I was going to do it, but I couldn't stop myself before I did it. You know, I saw it ahead of time. That's bad. Hopefully, I'll gain a little more control over my body, you know. But anyway, I had a happy conversation with my youngest son this morning, about an hour. He just turned 38 a couple weeks ago, and my other son just turned 42 about a few weeks ago. So, yeah. Anyway, it was a nice conversation, and he's doing good. And he asked me not to tell people where he was at because he just wants to start fresh, and he's gonna he does like welding and whatever, but he's thinking about going to a trade school for like diesel mechanic or something like that. So he's got the opportunity. So I hope he does take that and do that. But yeah, anyway, so then he asked me if He told me that his dad had been sober for a couple years because he had like a really bad car accident, and if he could ever like call me and talk about like our oldest son, what he's going through. And I said, nah. I said, I'll keep you posted when I'm able to do that. And I feel like if my oldest son wants to get a hold of him, he'll do that. But absolutely not. I will not ever have a conversation with that person ever again in my life. Nope, not happening. He said if he like got a hold of you in a Christian way, that's how we met. This person was reading the Bible, pretending he had that in his heart when I met him. No, thank you. I'm good. I've seen it all before, and I wish people well. It just, no, I don't, no, uh, no, thank you. I'm good, you know. So anyway, but yeah, it was a happy conversation. So yeah, he's was cooking some barbecued ribs and thinking about going out and grilling them, but he's like, I won't say the name of the town, but he's up by Canada, um, or I should say over by Canada, and it's cold out. Probably not a good day to do barbecuing. So anyway, yeah, he likes to cook. In fact, both my sons are pretty good cooks, for the most part. Yeah, I taught them when they were young how to do a lot of different things. I was knitting one time and they wanted to see if they could do it, and I showed them how to do. I crochet too, but I showed them how. You know. Then he was talking about getting a gym membership, and I said, "Why don't you do like me? As soon as we get off this phone, just throw out like 30 push-ups and 30 leg lifts on each leg, and or touch your toes 30 times, and you're gonna be feeling it." So I did. I did backward leg raisers. I did 30 on each leg and 30 push-ups, and I've been pretty much doing that or resistant band training or squats or all of that for going on. In April, it will be a year. I'm back in the swing of things. And I've kept really active all my life. So even getting back into after not feeling good and getting back into it isn't really like a major thing. It's not like I'm just starting to work out or anything. So it's been a lifelong endeavor. So yeah, but when you do get injured, it takes its toll, and you do have to heal. If you have broken bones, you can't really be doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just lucky I can even do like a push up. My shoulder was really messed up. I actually caught Doug out of a tree from falling with his chainsaw. He was just hanging there. And it's funny, there's some memes on Facebook, and the name of the person that makes these memes, it's called "You Were Falling and I Ran to Catch You." It's true. But when I did, I hoisted him up on my shoulder, and the weight of him came down on my shoulder, and totally it broke my arm right here and here, and it broke my shoulder. And I had just had broken toes that healed. So within a year's time, I was just a total mess. Plus other health things. It was like, holy cow, that hurt. I couldn't even sleep, and I like sleeping on my side, but I couldn't. So it was like a long time. They still hurt. Both my arms hurt from injuries right now, but I can do push-ups, so I'm lucky. And yeah, it hurts, but I'm not giving up, you know. But I did heal for the most part. It's just that, when you injure yourself, you have nerve damage. That doesn't always necessarily go away, you know. So I'll let you know if it ever does. It's sort of like an experiment with my body. I have no clue. The first time I ever really, well, I had like a broken jaw and broken ribs and pulled my spinal cord and other things like that. But as far as actual like break in half, I've had like cracked stuff, but nothing that really, like my toe, I smacked it so hard. I was tired. It was at night. I had just made a huge meal and I was cleaning things up, and I turned around and I had this computer that had went down, and I was going to have Doug take it out, and I had it in the hallway. So I'm busy, and I turned around. I smacked my toes, my little one and the one next to it, and actually the third one next to that. The three smallest ones on my foot, they were mangled. I had to tape them together till they healed, and it was pure hell. Really bad. It took me a long time. I couldn't even put a shoe on it. So, cheers, everybody. And that's still, um, it feels numb a lot, uh, like with no feeling in it. Although it hurts all the way around it, but I got a lot of spots on my body, or it's like that. But that's what it's like to be human, right? It hurts. That brings to mind too. I'm so thoroughly disgusted with men competing against women. I mean, women literally bleed once a month for at least 3 days. That's the very least. The average is 5 or 6. So on average, the woman bleeds 5 days out of a month between her legs, and it is painful. And these men want to compete against somebody that bleeds like that once a month. Can you imagine? It's like an open wound once a month, and these people want to compete with her like she has that strength that they do. It still amazes me, you know. And even like there's this what's it, Miss Universe thing, has fake breasts now, but you can still tell. It's like my shoulders, when I'm in a dress, I look feminine. This you can see the bulk of the man's shoulder. Even though he's a smaller built man, you can still see that his physique is a man's physique. So it's repulsive, just putrid, pretty terrible for those women. And it really is a ploy to make this sort of thing acceptable. To me, I'm just going to say it like it is. I can't say it any other way. These men are making it so they can abuse women all the more, and nothing will be said in society about it, because if say like if there used to be two men and they were in a bar and it was a bar fight, now if it's a man and a woman, and it won't be viewed as a great big deal. Or if there's domestic violence, and that situation would be more equalized in the minds of society. And I know women can be vicious too, and they do things, you know, but it really still isn't the same, you know. It's really sad. It leaves me really sorrowful for the women that want to be feminine and won't be able to have that cherished on this planet. If they do find men that do cherish that with God in their hearts, that will be the only way. So, I mean, when I was getting treated like that, I couldn't really believe it, you know. I grew up around quite a bit of violence, and it was always really loud and tumultuous, pretty terrible. But so when I got around something that to me seemed a little bit more peaceful, it really wasn't. It was just kind of another dressing for the same type of treatment like that, you know. But anyway, I think you know what I'm saying. I know some of you probably have daughters and you're probably concerned how are they going to be treated in the future, what's going to happen to them. And those are my concerns for the women out on this planet right now, you know, that men would see them, yes, not only as your equal, but that she could cherish you for your manhood, manliness, and you could cherish her for her femininity. You know, yeah, praise her strengths, but don't make her compete with that. It's unnatural. It's just so disturbing. It's terrible. And the mind of the man that would even want to compete against a woman in any area is very twisted and evil. There's nothing. It's a godless society for the most part that this world is right now. So sad, isn't it? Or little boys, the things they're being taught. It's pretty horrible all the way around. So yeah. So my kid asked me what I was happy about, what's going on, and well, I told him my hair grew back. It's almost down to my waist again because he's seen me bald. And let's see, oh, I told him about my dresses that I ordered and the different things that should be coming in pretty soon. You know, I'm really happy about that because I didn't think I'd be able to afford them, but I got more, or I don't have them yet, but I'm expecting to have more than what I wanted, even because stuff was on sale. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, nice talk. When he first called, Doug just hung up the phone, and it had been for a long time. I wouldn't even answer the phone or talk to him at all. But when drugs and alcohol are involved with people's lives, it's not a conversation. It's not really anything. There's no normality in it, and it's frustrating and sad and those types of things. So, but yeah, I'm he sounded great, you know. So if any of you know him and you're watching this, he sounds really good, healthy. But he said to me that he was getting gray in his beard and in his hair, and that he pulled a couple of them out of his beard. And I told him, you know, they say if you pull them out, that more is going to grow back where you pull them out from. So I'm not sure if that's, the case, but I don't know, you know. I just think just leave them alone. And there was a debate on Facebook whether older women should have long hair or not, and I'm thinking, what? Didn't you ever like look in the even in the olden days, like even or like go back to like Queen Anne or Queen Victorian's time, and they would wear those wigs with all those long curls. They would wear hair pieces in order to make their hair look longer and more luxurious. And it's like even Queen Elizabeth Tudor, um, not the last Queen Elizabeth, but her grandmother was actually bald and started wearing wigs when she was like 17 years old. That bloodline has a tendency to have a receding hairline. So I have a widow's peak. I've always had a widow's peak. So it looked more apparent when I was younger and my hair was a little darker. So at times, there's times that will get like totally sun bleached and sort of be like a golden orange color. But if I'm out in the sun, it'll do that. Or even up until I was about 9 years old, it was sort of, well, I still have like some blonde streaks in there too from my dad, and my mom's kind of auburn color, so I got a little mixture of both of theirs. And my mom's hair is straight, and my dad's hair was blonde and curly. That's where I get my curls from. So, or the rattiness of it. One of the two depends on the day. You know, some days it behaves, and other days it doesn't. So yeah, I don't know. It's like I say, I'm just getting on here to shoot in the breeze because I know even on the weekends a lot of people are busy, but there's other people that you probably are getting bored. I'm not bored. I have a lot to do that I just might not do. It depends. I mean, I don't know. I keep busy. I already got my exercises done in the wood in and the kitties fed and a bunch of other stuff. I should probably sweep my floors, but I don't know if that's going to happen today. Maybe, maybe not. So, but we do have two kitties in the house, and they shed. So yeah, it's around. You can see like under a chair or something, there'll be like a fur ball or that type of thing. So anyway, but yeah, it was nice talking to my kid, and I hope he stays healthy. You know, he does have a daughter. She's 10. Looks just like him. Red hair, brown eyes. So anyway, I hope that he's gonna be okay. But yeah, back to as far as talking to. I tried that route, trying to talk to somebody about kids even when they were younger and that. And I know I'm reasonable and sensible. And even when I went to college, I did really good in like human relations and communication. But some people you just cannot communicate with, you know? And I'm not one to even be phony one dang bit. And if something was said or done that was off, and I know it would be because I'm going to say it like it is, when people are working, um, when you're not rolling with God in your heart, you're a altogether different type of person, and it's shady. And I'm not gonna even get close to that no more. There's certain people, like, I've made it so they cannot contact me. They can't see what I'm doing. They don't know unless they're listening right here. But if I knew it was listening and it had a channel or something, I would go block it, you know, like I did on my Facebook, made sure nobody can get a hold of me ever again. Because if things were that bad, well, there's the murder of a baby. In They killed my baby, so it was a long time ago, but it doesn't make it any more the less actual fact. And when people are involved in something that dark and disgusting, it's not people that you actually would let around you again in a social circle at all. Like in any types of, like I told my son, that when I know more information about your older brother or whatever, I'll let you know that he's okay. You can pass on the information, and this is not out of spite, because I don't care like that. I'm not out to hurt nobody. I don't wish anybody any ill will. I wish them the best, that they're going to be okay, but I'm not having conversations with people like that. So that's the end of that, and that's why. Anyway, so some of you may not know. There was somebody new here. I think I was adopted by Masons. Found out what they were doing to the whole world, not just to me alone. I found out a lot. And then I started running away when I was a little kid till I could get a place of my own and a job and go into the courts, and I divorced the Masons. I think in the United States, I might have been one of the very first people to take their parents to court and be emancipated as an adult. So, because I proved the abuse, you know. And that started the war between me and the Masons, and it hasn't stopped yet. If it had just been where I could have communicated with the dad that adopted me without the Eastern Star and the women that were literally trying to bring down the feminine spirit, working for Satan, if it wasn't for those other people involved in my life, I might have been able to work with helping people on this planet in a bigger way with the help of the Jesuits, up front and personal, is what I was being trained for, to get information and knowledge of what actually was going down on this planet and who was doing it, what bloodlines were involved and where they came from, those types of things. And I started doing that at a really young age, 12. And I haven't given up since. So, and then put a lot of work into it, learning how to. Well, the first computer I was ever on was called Big Blue, and that was in 1970, and it seemed like I was always connected with people like from IBM and Control Data and all that type of thing back in the day, early starting, so I could get out here and communicate like I needed to, you know, for all this, you know. I was telling my son, can you imagine? I was telling him about, these men saying how scared they are. I said, can you imagine? He started cracking up. Your dad coming home and saying, this is scary. He just started laughing. It's like, yeah, there is the pillar of strength in a child's mind and a woman's mind, and he's sitting there crybaby and how scared he is of what's going on in the world when it's all psychological. Nothing has changed through the decades that I've been watching the same old thing. That doomsday clock was a part of our lives when we were little kids, learning how to duck under our desks at school in case the threat of Russia bombing us back in them days, you know. So it's all the same type of thing. They do want to make it worse. They do want to make it where you can't travel or go anywhere and you have to eat and do exactly what they want when they want you to do it. That is their plans. There's no doubt about that. You don't want to do that, they want you dead. They don't care. Their ultimate goal isn't just to hook everybody up to the internet of people, but if they could make their slaves robotic and still have vessels to climb their demonic butts into the flesh, which they will have no more. If they could do that, though, they wouldn't want anybody on this planet but them. That's the way that is. That's true. So if you think anybody in your government cares about you, they're all playing on the same team and it's against mankind all over the world. Oh, real quick before I go, and if I get cut off, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Constantine and Mrs. I can't say your last name. I could probably practice it. Um, I'm sorry. I saw your tractor this morning. That's amazing. You're riding in style. Nice tractor. Yeah. They grow potatoes and 15 acres. Those are the type of people that the governments around the world want to take out. So God bless you and all you. Good job. Cool tractor. So, okay, everybody, I hope you have a beautiful day and don't buy into this fear tactic crap. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is they're probably putting more poisons in our food and they'll try and get us every way they can. So stay armored up. Don't let go of God's hand. That's my biggest advice. No matter what. And don't let Satan pound in your ear like, you don't deserve this. You don't. No, you deserve everything God has promised you, and that will come true. Don't listen to the naysayers and the crybabies out on this planet because it's baloney. Just stay strong and do your own thing, and everything will be okay. We're going to beat these creeps because they are not strong and they are not intelligent. So they're kind of smart, but they're not all that smart. You ever see somebody that's evil and you know them in your life like that? They have a few bright spots. A few. So, okay, everybody, have a beautiful night or day wherever you're at. I love you all. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.